Well, that was a bombshell thrown out on AEW Rampage. So, CM Punk. Oh, jeez. You know, talk about a bump in the road. CM Punk, a man who took off pro wrestling for 7 years, was back 9 months with the company, and won the AEW World Title on Sunday. Then was reported as of last night. He is injured, and good news, bad news. The good news is he's not retiring, and the AEW World Title is not vacated, per se. There will be an interim. An interim AEW World Title World Champion made as a Forbidden Door. That's huge. Now, this is the right situation, I think, for an interim champion. The reason why I say that is because my guess is their belief that CM Punk will be back next month. That's my guess. Because he will have to go away for surgery. But my guess is he'll be healthy next month, and they'll have an unification bout in July. But I understand this time being an interim champion because there was when Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes did the interim TNT title belt at Battle of the Belts when Cody basically got COVID or was around someone with COVID or just COVID reasons per se. They did a unification ladder match just like a week or two later. Same with Mercedes Martinez. They did a interim women's title bout at Supercard of Honor, and they did the unification bout just a couple weeks later. I mean, Forbidden Doors, like, in 3 weeks, and you're going to need a marquee matchup, and it looked like as of Dynamite that it was going to be CM Punk versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Now it appears, well, so the stipulation is so to start Dynamite next Wednesday, they're going to have a Battle Royal, and the winner of that said Battle Royal will face Jon Moxley in the main event of Dynamite, and the winner will go on to face either Hiroshi Tanahashi or Hiroko Goto at Forbidden Door, which I'm assuming it's going to be Tanahashi. You know, you don't promote him on AEW television if it's not going to be him. But, you know, we could finally get Moxley versus Tanahashi, which would be a great consolation prize for Punk versus Tanahashi. I mean, I've seen some rumors saying it's MJ, or some predictions being it's MJF. I mean, if they removed MJF from Shop Wrestling Tees and the AEW roster, I don't see how it could be in the Battle Royal. That's just my opinion. I mean, there are some ways you can do it. You know, of course, Moxley, Tashi, Bryan Danielson, he's another name. Um, there are a few interesting names floating around there that they could do versus Tashi. Now, it also bears the question of Hangman Page. Now, he's slated to face David Finlay on Dynamite, but I don't think he may not be in that Battle Royal. But we'll see. Um, I don't think Kenny is healthy. I mean, that's definitely a discussion, but I don't think Kenny Omega is healthy. It would definitely be out of the blue for him to come back for Wednesday's Dynamite to win that Battle Royal and beat Moxley. But we'll see. I'm sure Tony Khan has a plan in mind, and whether it's Moxley or someone else, he'll find a way to make some good of this injury of Punk. Now, again, I mentioned Punk, is still after some confusion. CM Punk is still technically the AEW World Champion. Now, which is why they're going to have an interim championship bout, and then they're probably going to have a unification bout next month. So there was some confusion, but just a blockbuster announcement made last night, and see how it unfolds the weeks leading up to Forbidden Door. Also, Chris Jericho, him for Tanahashi, that something they could flow around there. I mean, there's a bunch of names on the AEW roster. Samoa Joe, I mean, Adam Cole. There's some names. So, but nonetheless, thank you for joining me, guys, on podcast today. If you want to follow the description, if you want to subscribe, see more pro wrestling vids or reviews, find those on the homepage. Click the description. But yeah, I posted my AEW Dynamite review on Thursday, so you can follow that out. It's all there in the description, and pretty much you can find me on there. AEW Rampage, though, start off with a thriller. The Luch brothers versus the Young Bucks. A rivalry basically renewed. Excalibur touted that there have been 8 matchups total between these teams. Luch brothers have won 5 of the matchups. This, back and forth, I mean, the steel cage match at All Out ends at September last year was a glorified classic. Just a glorified classic. And one of those definitely a match you will not forget between these two teams. This match had great spots, great back and forth, but obviously not a steel cage match, so it's not going to live up to it, but was still very, very good. So, again, like I said, bunch of back and forth to start the match, and then Matt hit his drop kick in between the middle rope, then aiding his brother Nick with Tope con Hero over the top. Penta then fired with a Tope con Hero of his own. And then Phoenix fired back in the ring, hit a twisting dive off the top rope on all members in the match. Excuse me. Matt, we have not seen it in a while, but we saw his series of Northern Lights suplexes hitting on Phoenix and then catching Penta, delivering on both. Clear workout for the core. Definitely cannot deny Matt Jackson's work in their home state of Cali. Nick assisted senton on Phoenix for a near fall. Nick then was spiked with a double team or assisted DT on the outside. Took him out for a moment. And then fired back in the ring with an assisted DT on Matt for a near fall. Phoenix hit another dangerous tope con Hero on the outside. Fall back in the ring, hit a frog splash on Matt for a near fall. Crazy spot at the match, so it looked like they were going for a double team on Matt, who is on top of the rope in the corner, probably assists a superplex or something, or Hurricanrana. So Phoenix was on his brother's shoulders in an electric chair position. Nick, who was on the apron, hit a springboard drop kick on Phoenix, having him do a poison rana to his brother. Took him out and took Phoenix down, flipped him over. Matt hit a high elbow off the top for a near fall. Phoenix then was on his brother's shoulders, hit a big splash. onto Matt for a 2 count. The Bucks hit the Meltzer driver, but only for 2 as Penta broke it up. Then finally, Matt took Penta's mask off. They did a super kick party onto Penta and then followed up with a BT trigger on Phoenix for the win as the Bucks win the Classic. And the Hardys were at ringside in the crowd. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus were in the crowd. More Easter egg it seems like perhaps we'll get, because the Bucks pinned Jungle Boy on Dynamite in that melee of a tag team match. We may probably get the Bucks versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus sometime soon. Maybe before Forbidden Door, we'll see. Next, we got a short-lived match, but pretty much was short and sweet. So we got Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks against really 2 enhancement talents, 2 jobbers. They didn't even get the chance to say these guys' names. I mean, they just attacked them before the start of the bell. And then there was a pre-tape promo play. Probably one thing I didn't like about this little short match was the basically picture-in-picture. The promo lasted pretty much as long as the match, so there was that. So pretty much a high spine buster by Hobbs. Starks took out the guy's partner with a spear. 1, 2, 3 by Hobbs, and Hobbs and Starks get the victory. Short match, but more of those guys on TV. Hobbs getting better. Starks is a star. More both guys. Next, we got Athena Palmer, former Ember Moon, making her AEW in-ring debut versus Kiera Hogan of the Baddies. Athena made her debut on Double or Nothing Sunday, and here she had her first match and Dynamite for AEW. Was alright, some Athena hasn't fought in quite a while. So first Kiera Hogan here. I mean, there were some miscues, but wasn't alright of a match. Athena Suicida on the outside. Red Velvet interfered not once but twice. She Stokely Hathaway, who also made his AW debut on Double or Nothing. He's now the mouthpiece for, or the new manager for Jade Cargill. I mean, they were all sitting there with Jade. Red Velvet interfered not once but twice. Um, Hogan took advantage. His top rope Hurricanrana following a sliding boom in the corner for a 2. And Athena, now, it wasn't her prettiest attempt at it, but I think Hogan was a bit far. But still, Athena nailed it. The Eclipse, her top rope stunner. 1, 2, 3. Athena gets her win and her first victory versus Kiera Hogan. The House of Black now complete. They had a promo backstage. The visual of Joy Hart. Now, Buddy Matthews was wearing a mask. That was a lot to me, but none. So, Joy Hart said, "This is what you guys wanted. So, these are the fruits of your labor." And Black was talking about the innuendos, the story being told, all those little pieces being put together, hence the building of Joy Hart being in House of Black. I mean, more House of Black, please. You know, we know those trios titles are on the way. These are your first champions. Looking forward to for AEW. CM Punk, I mentioned earlier, but so he was out there till he was limping. Jericho mentioned, I mean, you can tell something was up because the way this rampage was being built was just a casual rampage. But CM Punk, you hear him being out there to address the world title, and we're like, uh-oh. So he said we got bumps in the road, saying some things are broken, but none bigger than his heart. He says he has good news, bad news. The bad news is he's injured, but the good news is the wheels haven't fallen off, and he still can do what he can do. So he's not. He didn't say it, but basically he's not retiring, which is good. Says there are bumps in the road. Say he will come back stronger than ever. So you will have to take time off for surgery, and yeah, I mean, it's a blow. It's a blow. Now, I did watch a video back of it, and some are piecing it together. Because before CM Punk's, before that trios match on Dynamite with FTR, he took a big dive in the crowd, and his knee took a big blow on the barricade. Which, I mean, a bit too far, but I mean, yeah. I mean, if you watch my review on Dynamite of the match, and also if you watch the match, you can tell CM Punk was off. And again, he did botch the buckshot lariat a couple times versus Page on Sunday, but so you can tell Punk has not been right. I mean, whether it was that stage dive or not. So, nonetheless, it is a bump, but when the one door closes, another will open. So, gonna get this interim title match, and hopefully, this flies by quick, and we get CM Punk back better than ever. Main events for the TNT title, the new TNT Championship. Yeah, was Scorpio Sky's first TNT Championship defense with his new title, I believe. This is a good match. We know how Dante can bring it, how exciting he can be. Only early 20s, so as sky's the limit for him. Just a shame his brother is hurt again. But so Dante hit a springboard dive, top rope dive on the outside on Scorpio Sky. Then back in the ring, Dante hit a springboard dropkick for a good near fall. Dante hit Scorpio Sky's finisher, the TKO, actually, for a near fall. He went for a crossbody rolled through by Scorpio for a 2 count. Dante hit his version of the cave-in for Cameron Grimes on NXT. His version of the stomp for a 2 count. Finally, Scorpio Sky dropped Dante on the top rope and then hit the TKO onto Dante for the win. Uh, Scorpio Sky, he was favoring his knee. Hopefully he's okay. I mean, we just got the news about CM Punk. Now possibly the news with Scorpio Sky, although it won't be as big as Punk's, but still, hopefully Sky, nothing too serious. I mean, but nonetheless, a good match to close Rampage, a newsworthy filled Rampage, which, I mean, again, hopefully Punk just, we'll see. We'll see what plan Tony Khan has in mind. Who wins that Battle Royal? But either way, should be a good match lined up for Forbidden Door. So we'll see. And that great match with Lucha Brothers and Young Bucks to start the show. But yeah, nonetheless, thank you for joining me. Again, if you're new to the podcast, click the description. Also, if you like this video, leave a like and a thumbs up. How about the video? How about the channel? But nonetheless, thank you all. Be safe. See you guys next Thursday for AEW Dynamite. See who goes on to Forbidden Door. But thank you all. Be safe. I'm Angel 2 in Love. Peace.